Greetings and salutations, Dota fans. It is I, Badger, back for some more League of Legends Season 9 action. After a short delay, we have arrived, and we now have a co-caster on our hands. It is Jynx. How are you in this fine evening?
Good, how about you?
I'm doing good, as always. And we have tonight's some lads matchup. It is the regional feeders on the Radiance team, currently 1-5, taking on Bonk on the Dire team, currently 4-4. So, certainly Bonk doing better record-wise. Both of these teams should be relatively even still. We do have on our hands a stand-in, though. Hype is not here right now. He will be replaced by Killjoy for this evening. I believe Shane Killjoy and You by Wards, aka Dogs in My Game, we're all former teammates at one point on MD2L Rejects, so these guys know each other relatively well still, I'm sure. Hopefully.
Yeah, this is like a series from like a lot of old teammates, including Bonk as well.
Definitely have to favor Bonk at this point, but you never know how the draft's going to go. I mean, it is second pick for Bonk, meaning that the feeders grab that 5-pick Weaver, likely to play for support, but they've got a lot of options with that pick still.
Yeah, Weaver is always the first pick option. If it's not that, it's Spirit Breaker, but SP's banned.
It's been a lot of Queen of Pain first pick this season that's been pretty effective, to be honest, but speaking of heroes that are still pretty good, it is the OD. And there will be no Queen of Pain to counter the OD this game either.
You just go for the classic Rubik counter on an OD and make the Weaver go 5. That's also an option.
Certainly an option, yeah. I'm not sure how comfortable they would be playing the Weaver 5. I know it's a little bit odd, but some teams are comfortable with it, some teams are not, from what I've seen. I know my team is very comfortable playing Weaver 5, but I'm sure that doesn't apply to everybody in the world. That is a lot of Bonk sounds.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I've seen this Earth Spirit getting picked a lot, especially on my team. I feel like this year is like good because of how chaotic he is on team fights. He just makes team fights really hard with silence and DPS and stuns and disable. It's really annoying.
We've been seeing a big upswing in Earth Spirit picking in general this season of lads. I'm just gonna double check the exact number of picks right now, but it's pretty high. Yeah, we are up to 13 Earth Spirit. This is now the 14th Earth Spirit game this season, which,
my lord.
I mean, it's not that high necessarily, but it's in like the top quarter of heroes picked, which you wouldn't necessarily expect given it's Earth Spirit. Obviously,
Yeah, it's a high skill hero.
There's Ka and there's you, but it's not just that. I mean, we're seeing Breezy R play it a lot. We're seeing Jay Curdle play it some. Like it's not just like one or two players anymore.
I feel like I don't know. Not going for the. This is weird. When you let this OD hero up, it just makes the game like so hard. Because he takes your towers and makes laning undoable. It's just cancer in general.
I mean, they at least have the Brewmaster in that sense. You can just say, all right, OD's going to try to play Dota, but if you put him up in a Cyclone constantly, then he can no longer play Dota. Maybe that's the part of the idea there, is just have this overwhelming quantity of teamfight control with the Brewmaster and have him be that frontline sort of hero to own tonight.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, like I see this Brewmaster hero being like not picked a lot in like pro scene. Maybe I could be wrong, but I feel like in League of Lads, every time I see a Brewmaster, I see them own everyone. Simple as that. Because like how broken his axe is and how much control he has in team fights.
I want to say Brew had some picks in DPC. I'm looking it up right now just for the fun of it, but Pretty sure there were a decent bit of picks in DPC. Actually, I guess not. Never mind. I'm looking up the stats and I'm seeing 3 picks in China, which is usually a bad sign because usually China's on the regions where brew is very popular.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm thinking like a couple pubs. I think I know a couple players like Gunner have been enjoying it in pubs recently, but obviously pubs are not always necessarily representative of pro games. And we'll have to see if it ends up paying off tonight. Whether it's the effective offlane option they're looking for, if that's where the Brewmaster ends up going. Seeing a lot of core heroes being banned out here in this second phase. Nothing too out of the ordinary. A lot of either good meta heroes or somewhat good meta heroes being banned out, and there are still a number of the very good cores left in the pool, though, if they want to grab some of the premier, middle, and carry options for either team. You know, Ember Spirit not banned, Void Spirit not banned, Storm Spirit not banned, Luna not banned, Dusa not banned. Dusa been a very, very popular hero in pro games recently, so I'll have to see whether or not either of these teams prioritize that Medusa pick.
Answer. Okay. Oh yeah, I feel like the silencer here is also very strong because of how team fights have been going the past few batches. Like you just press R and oh look, everyone's silent and nobody can do anything. Very cool hero.
5 seconds remaining.
Actually, very interested to see how this team lanes. Here are some really weird heroes versus regional feeders have some very powerful laning heroes here. I mean, Weaver, Brewmaster, Ogre Magi, just powerful laners in general. So I'm curious to see if they, if Dire can. I feel like if regional feeders want to win this game, their best bet might just be to get that lane advantage early on and then parlay into good team fighting. And with these kind of heroes, it's certainly a good start. Definitely a little bit interested to see what this next pick is, because I'm guessing they want some kind of core to pair well with the Ogre Magi. Somebody who utilizes the Bloodlust well. And there are a lot of options for that still. I mentioned Dusa, Luna, but Terrorblade. Okay, apparently Arc Warden.
My lord, what's going on? So this is interesting because I guess Aqua doesn't care if he has an OD in lane red. He just outranges him. It's really hard for OD to like pop spells on him or click him.
If you, it's pretty hard to even like use the imprisonment necessarily as well. I mean, if you offensively imprison and it's not on the main Arc Warden, then you just die. And then if you defensively imprison, you can just set up the Spark Wraith as well. So there's a lot of options there for Arc Warden in that lane. And now we're seeing the Voice Spirit picked as well. We can pretty much confirm it will be a an OD offlane versus Arc Warden safe lane type of matchup, probably.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I like this Void Spirit pick. It's really good. It just makes
Seconds remaining.
just makes Arc really sad and Silencer and the Ears are gonna silence everyone. Then he can just kill anyone. So like the survivability and tanky heroes really don't do anything. They just die when they get silenced.
And they don't have the greatest lockdown for the Void Spirit either. I mean, it's gonna be very, very hard to stop him until, say, like Arc Warden has some like Bloodthorn or Hex type item. And that might not be for a good while as well. You see a lot of, you know, Midas, Travels, Silverhead's been pretty popular. Maelstrom, always a classic. So we might not necessarily see Arc Warden get that Void Spirit countering item early on, unless he, like, say, goes into a very early Orchid just to counter out the OD Void Spirit type game. I'm not sure, you don't see that much Arc Warden nowadays, so I'm not necessarily sure how he's going to function in this game, but I know traditionally you wouldn't necessarily see it that early.
I don't know. It's weird because Raiden has like a lot of team fight and like very good laning heroes, but Argueno wants to make the game go late game. It's like kills the momentum of the team with that pick. I don't know. That's what it feels like. I would also like to see Dire pick up like a Spectre or something like that. Just makes the arc one even more sad, but can overkill.
I was gonna say a Spectre, Lycan can work. I think Slark's an option as well if they want to go for that sort of direction. I think just really getting a hero who either can instantly get on top of Arc Warden or can just run him down is a great option. And I mean, hey, they have 24 pick as well to counter pick when the time comes for that likely Smiley carry selection here.
Yeah, those two are gonna pick a mid hero for right now for Radiant. So is Kunkka good this game? I feel like that hero is like super good, super strong too.
And Kunkka in general is powerful. I don't think this game he's that good, but he's a good enough hero in the meta. I think he's worth picking.
5 seconds remaining.
I mean, he's been consistently one of the premier, mid carry type heroes for the last probably month or two for good reasons. So it's a little shocking that neither team's even bothered contesting it, but we are very late into the patch. A lot of different stuff's being tried out because apparently we are never getting a balance change in this game. So it's always time to push the boundaries further along.
Yeah, Razor's also uncontested, which is interesting to me. I feel like that hero is also super strong for what he does.
And I'm pretty sure Smiley is willing and able to play Razor as well, so if they want to even 24 pick the Razor, they can. Well, certainly an option. I'll have to see what they're thinking of there, but they're just waiting. They're waiting for that last pick from regional feeders. And regional feeders, they've exhausted their reserve time. They had a lot of it left going into this pick, and well, they've used literally all of it, so there's only so much more waiting that's going to happen. Well, there's your answer. It's Arkward in the middle, Ursa safely. That's... I don't know if I like that.
Is MXY like an Arc player?
I mean, he used to be a long time ago, but I haven't seen him play it much in a very, very long time.
10 seconds remaining.
Interesting.
5 seconds remaining.
I'll agree. It certainly is interesting.
I feel like they're just gonna pick Razor and Dire and run at them and destroy them the whole game. That's what it feels like.
I agree.
No.
There's plenty of alternatives, but that just feels like the very obvious option.
Yeah, just pop BKB, Refresher, and Razor. What can they do about you? Nothing.
And Voice Spirit is good in Arc Warden at basically every stage of the game as well. I mean, in the lane, you have to simulate to get away from whatever you need to. You have the step options to either offensively or defensively step in on Arc Warden. You could hunt him if he's pushing in the lanes. I think him +1 is not to kill clone at any point in the game pretty easily, so... So you know what? We don't want the obvious Razor pick. We want to be a little more interesting. We're going to grab Alchemist. We think that this game, the Alch can function well. Sure, the lane might not be great, but he goes into the jungle early, so if you have a hero like Brewmaster who likes to, say, get level 6 and pop split run to the hero, Alch can be happy away in the jungle at that point, and because MS Guire's playing a hero like Arc Warden, it's hard for him to necessarily rotate and contest on Alchemist's farm. But yes, the idea is to fight greed with greed, and this is definitely a very greedy lineup from both teams. If you had to pick though between the full drafts now that you see them, who's drafted like better?
This is weird because, I mean, Dire also has. I guess Dire has like the faster tempo heroes, because like Alk gets like 1-2 items and then 20 minutes into the game and he can just run the heroes. Meanwhile, Arc needs more time. So I feel like if Dire uses the tempo properly, they just win the game by 20-25 minutes.
I agree. I mean, I'm sure if Dire execute poorly, they can still lose, but I think if both teams play at an equal level, then Dire should win this game. Alright, let's see here. If you are just joining us, welcome to game number 1 of Head Bonk on the Dire, taking on the regional feeders on the Radiance. It is getting close to a must-win game for the regional theaters. They need to begin getting wins, and beginning getting wins now. Meanwhile, head Bonk, they're 4-4. They're pretty comfortable though. If they want to make the winners bracket in playoffs, they're certainly going to want to pick up some more wins now. My name is Badger. I'm joined by the one and only Jynx Dota, and hopefully we are in for a good game, good series here.
Yeah, I want to see maybe how bottom lane goes, because I feel like Radiant has like a really lane dominating lineup. But I feel like this OD hero still gets his way through. Like starts destroying the lane either way.
Yeah, I mean, you think about a hero like Ursa, he likes to just run down these heroes in lane with Furious Swipes level 2 type thing. Run them down, do a lot of damage, just win the lane hypothetically in Brawl. But OD just, he puts him in timeout, like, alright, go in the imprisonment. There's no fun for you temporarily. And I'm not necessarily sure if an Ogre Magi is going to be enough to overcome that. We'll find out. I mean, it's certainly doable, I think, but won't be easy. Seeing a lot of shit posting in the all chat right now. A lot of shit posting. The classic reference to the best POS 4 in the league, Jay Curto. Something that has aged extraordinarily well. Thank you, USS Guam. Thank you.
Had admin doing that again.
I'm not sure if there's like a single sort of take that's aged more poorly than that. And I mean, no offense to Jay Curto. I think he's a very good floor player. But we had, E.T., Acid Rain, a couple of really good floor players in the league just owning at the time. So, you know what? Babis. That's my floor player right there.
The memes.
We had Cub back too at the time. Yeah, Cub was back.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of options.
That's 3 different 7K floor players.
Good.
Yeah,
That's really good. But I don't think he's like the best one. I feel like Ka or who else? E.T.? I guess E.T. was a good too, yeah.
E.T. is sadly no longer playing lads, but when he played, he was pretty good. I mean, he played 3 seasons, made grand finals in all 3, and was 1 game away from winning all 3 seasons too. I mean, he's a hell of a player. Not quite sure what's going on bottom lane. The Ursa needs to be a little bit careful, given he's playing the 1v2.
He has a Nor Venom. No regen. I guess he wants that over to give him regen. Interesting.
I mean, I guess he wants to really be aggressive in this lane. That's a really aggressive build there, the Orb of Venom first, but
yeah.
I mean, it's greedy in that you mentioned it. He's relying on Ogre to give him regen. I guess Ogre can give him regen, but they might need a lot of regen in this lane. Will be 2 runes to both teams though. Nothing too out of the ordinary at the start of the game. Just yep, there it is. Brewmaster Weaver grabbing on the Radiant side. OD Earthspear grabbing on the Dire side, and well, this is where things get interesting. It's already Baboon setting up in the Radiant side jungle. This could be the man to watch in his bottom lane, because I'm pretty sure he will be the difference between the Radiant winning the lane and the Dire winning the lane. We'll have to see how he plays here. And then we have mid lane. Do you have any idea who wins the mid lane between Arc Warden and Void Spirit?
It's weird because I feel like it's Arc favored unironically. It's weird. I don't know. I hate landing against Arc. Even if I'm playing 4, he's just a cancer hero overall. Has a lot of range and a lot of DPS and zoning abilities like E. I don't know.
It's like a pretty good Void Spirit lane, but it's so hard to tell considering I don't think I've ever seen this matchup in my life. Literally never seen it.
I have no clue, and I don't play mid, so.
Bot lane, Jay Curto might go down for first blood. It takes, I think, 3 more hits. 2 more. Perhaps he's slightly, actually, to the same move speed, 1 more hit. The Orb Venom will slow, but rolls up in time. But no! Earthshock into that last hit brings down Baboon. First blood drawn by Wards on the Ursa Bear.
Yeah, it's expected. This Ursa plus Ogre hero.
I mentioned the difference between Radiant and Dire winning the lane is how Jynx plays, and well, he fed First Blood, and he's trying to save his OD right now. Shrek is low, though will survive, but the First Blood was really set up by a very interesting roll forward by Jynx. That did not work out in his favor. And we have not looked too much at top lane so far. It is Brewmaster Weaver taking on Alchemist Silencer. Seems like a lane where Alk will try to farm, and that seems like the entirety of the lane right there. Am I correct in saying that?
Yeah, he's versus Q, and you know, good luck farming right next to him or harassing him. It's impossible. Oh, he's going Battlefield build. Interesting. He's going for the hard farming build, not Radiance.
We're seeing Aurora have to TP away from the top lane back to the top T1 tower. Has gone on by Killjoy and Larry. They now move to Smiley. But meanwhile, mid lane, MSQuire is incredibly low, and he dies. Big rotation from Jay Curto on the Earthspear brings down MSQuire's Arc Warden.
That's really good. A hands in the...
What about lane? Meanwhile, they dive for Shrek on the OD. OD goes down. It's chaos across the map. A lot of blood right now. So I think Aurora did 2 top lane as well. TP still on cooldown. It's Brewmaster and Weaver both in. Down goes Silencer. We're seeing him blood in all 3 lanes in the last minute. The Arc Warden mid, the Silencer top lane, and the OD bottom lane. So you see top lane as well. Smiley, he's being gone on. I don't think he dies here, but he'll take a lot of damage. He'll drop the Acid Brain, trying to turn into Larry's Weaver, but it seems like Smiley is A-okay for the time being, though he is a little bit damaged. Over to the Ogre Magi bottom lane. The OD and Earth Spirit are trading. Ignite is popped. In comes Ursa. Jay Curto walks away, does not want to be hit by said Ogre Magi. Now, Shrek is stunned. Ursa has arrived. Roll. Hits on the Ogre Magi, and Ursa wants to bring down the OD. Earthshock's up in 10. Kick. She missed the Ursa, so Ursa will run down the OD there. That is 3 kills off the bat early on for this Ursa, and well, he is having a fantastic laning phase here so far.
He better be owning. He got last pick. What's the last pick? No, it was
Elk.
23. Yeah. That's 9th pick, actually. He still has the offlane from early, either way.
Well, now it's Ogre who's being gone on by 2. Kick hits. Ogre will run. Pops Fairy Fire. Baboon pops the Mango. Roll is in. Down goes Ogre Magi. Over to top lane. And meanwhile, it's Silencer. Big Dave being run down by Larry's Weaver. And the Weaver actually will get the courier of both Alchemist and Silencer as well. So, fantastic trade in the top lane for the Radiant. Though, in the bottom lane, they still lose that trade of losing Ogre Magi.
God, I absolutely hate that Weaver hero. So annoying.
It's one of those things where he's just so fast. He's got no boots, and yet he's 550 move speed. That's how you know you're in trouble top lane.
He also hits really hard.
Seeing Aurora just having a real rough time so far in this top lane, trying to... You've seen mostly as a whole Brewmaster and Alk playing on the lane here. But then over on the side, it's just Aurora getting beaten in by the Weaver, which is never a fun time for Weaver. Sorry, for the Silencer, I should say. Or the bot lane roll is used, though missed by Baboon. He looked for Ogre Magi, who was pulling small camp. He could not find him in time. Over the top lane, meanwhile, Smiley, who's forced to TP away, and he will actually go down anyway. So TP's on cooldown for Smiley on the Brewmaster. That is... It's another kill for this Brewmaster Weaver lane combination.
I wasn't watching, but does Suguchi proc the Cinder Brew? Is that a thing?
Has been killed.
I believe so, yeah.
Okay, interesting.
I'm looking at... I think maybe... I have no idea. I'm pretty sure it does, though. I'm pretty sure it does.
Yeah, I feel like most abilities do.
We are seeing imprisonment into perhaps roll bottom. The Ogre Magi blocks the roll. Now Ursa turns onto OD. Overpower used. Down goes OD. He turns to Baboon, who has roll in 10. Silence in 1. But in comes Fury. Step in. Ursa dead. And now Ogre Magi is taunted into the remnant. Shane, he's low. He's trying to run up once again to step in by Fury. Roll the follow-up, and Ogre Magi will go down. Double kill for Fury on the voice. They're over the top lane. Split was used. They're running at Smiley. Alchemist went down. They die further for Big Dave. Big Dave goes down. Across the map, a 2-for-3 trade. OD dying. Ogre Magi dying. Ursa, Alchemist, Silencer, all dying. Chaos across the map right now.
07 Brewmaster, that's insane right now, actually. Sounded like a really good game. He's also queuing up the Midas, so his farm's gonna be really good later in the game.
This is one of those games where greed is good. I mean, it's Arc Warden going Midas, Alchemist being an Alchemist, and now it's a Brewmaster playing a Midas.
Yeah.
We're gonna be in for a long game, aren't we?
Yeah, it's gonna be a long game, sure. It's gonna be definitely, if it's not winning in 25 to 30 minutes, it's gonna be Radiant holding high ground for 60 minutes.
Well, it seems like the game will not be over in 20 minutes with the way the laning phase went. Radiant, they're up in gold despite playing into an Alchemist, which is never a good sign. One would expect the Alchemist to be ahead by merit of being an Alchemist, but he's behind the Ursa currently. And now these Dire jungle stacks, they're being yoinked, they're being stolen. Dire are being bamboozled, the creeps. This is being damaged by Killjoy, and Dire are aware Aurora is leeching the XP, but can Dire stop the creeps from dying? It appears to be no. So they're going to try anyways. Arcane Curse into roll. They're going on Killjoy, who has split up in 18. He TPs. Is it in time? Yes, it is. Killjoy gets away.
Good heads up from Killjoy.
Radiant wanted more stacks. They really wanted more stacks. They got 2 stacks. They wanted a third, but it's instead Baboon rolling into the Fire Blast Stun of Ogre Magi. Kick will slow Ogre. In comes Fury, who has 1 step in a DD rune. Remnants hits to simulate used. Ogre Magi goes down. So it's at least 1 kill for Dire to avenge their stacks, but that's a lot of Alchemist farm lost there for the Radiant team.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Guess who's back? It's Killjoy. He's already back to the Dire jungle. He's ready to game again, and I mean, he's got Cinderbrew, he's got the Thunderclap, and yep, the last remaining stack is now going to be dead. This is a rough time to be Smiley on the Alchemist, because I'm sure you're relying on that. Speaking of Smiley Alchemist, him and Shrek brought down the Weaver in the bottom lane. But over to mid lane, meanwhile, it's a fight around the river. Never mind, both teams back off. Thought there would be a fight there.
I don't know, this Brewmaster's enjoying himself right now.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Bunch of gold, bunch of levels. He has a Midas. He's happy. He's happy, man.
Radiant's bottom
It's hard to be much happier than this Brewmaster currently is. Seeing Baboon beginning to walk into this Radiant jungle, but MS Glire, he's set up. He has all these Spark Wraiths set up for the Earth Spirit to come into, but he's walking around the Spark Wraiths. Fury steps in, Remnant misses, roll, hits on Arc Warden. Can they bring him down, though? It seems difficult. Ursa arrives, as does OD. Earth Spirit to fall, and now Radiant look for more. But it looks like the remainder of the side of Head Bonk will get away, with only the 1 death there in the Earth Spirit. But Radiant will attempt to parlay that one into a mid T1 tower, but it will have to be without that mid 10 siege unit. Dire have glyphed. They're looking, perhaps, to delay the inevitable, but I think it's fair to call it inevitable. Their heroes have scattered. The tower will go down here. And, I mean, Alchemist is beginning to accelerate gold-wise, but they're still at about net zero in terms of the net worth situation, which means Alchemist is not necessarily where he wants to be goal-wise still.
I think Radiant should have gone Roche. Like, I could be wrong, but I feel like they had like the advantage to use goal and take it without direct connecting and doing anything about it.
It'll be a roll to Brewmaster, but can they bring him down? Goal sounds committed. The steps are used, and Brewmaster will go down. No split. Weaver pops the time lapse. He's on the run as Sakuchi in 4, and he will not live to use it. Fantastic ward there on Dire. Spots everything they do. Radiant would split. They rolled on in, brought down 2. Good team play there from Head Bonk.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
If you're regional feuders at this point, what kind of move do you make? Do you still try to like group as 5 with split again, or do you try to play some of the more split game? What's the gameplay plan here if you're Radiant right now?
I feel like after they took that tier 1 mid, they should have gone Roche. I feel like that was like a really good play. Cause, whenever you play against these greedy teams that use one like Turtle and shit like that with like Alchemist and heroes like that, I think you have to like take objectives as much as you can. I'm pretty sure it's unrealistic to go for tier 2s, but for the bot lane, it's really hard. So Roche is like the only objective you can take after tier 1.
They've attempted a smoke, and they've found Smiley. Can they kill him? It appears to be yes. Split committed. Shikuchi in. Swarm still hitting. And down goes Smiley. If there's one hero they need to kill, that is it. Though it may be a trade for MSY mid lane. Fury steps in. Haste Rune active. Down goes Mike. But it will be a trade for Jay Curdo. Now Radiant look for Fury, but the Brewmaster was not in range of the Dispel or the Cyclone, so it is no catch to break that Haste Rune. Overall, 1 for 2 across the map. Arc Warden for Earth Spirit and Alchemist.
They're doing the Roche thing, cool. Finally did it.
Hey Jynx, step closer to your mic, by the way. You said you're sounding a bit quiet on my end. We are seeing the Roshan being attempted. Aurora has a 3-man Arcane Curse. Imprisonment is there on the Ogre Magi, I believe, and now Meteor Hammer is popped. Ogre Magi stunned. Hammer dropped by its head is eclipsed, and it's a roll in by Baboon. Looking for Ursa. Ursa is taunted. He's low. Can he live? Roshan low. Aegis, where will go? To the Ursa immediately. Baboon dead. Radiant, they're low, but they're fighting. Fury is low. Shrek is low. Shrek is dead. Radiant pursue. They want Void Spirit, who has no steps. He has to assimilate into. Can he live for 2? Yes, he can. Brewmaster goes down. Weaver low. But Fury is the trade now. It's Aurora trying to TP. That will not work. Radiant, they walk into the Roshan pit and walk out with a massive teamfight win.
Alright, does it sound better right now?
Yes, it does.
Okay, cool. I fixed it a bit. Yeah, that Roche, even though it looked really bad for a second for the Ursa, they still got it, and they got 2 kills, 2 as compensation, which is really good. Sucks that he didn't. Sucks that he died, but what can you do? You take those.
I'm feeling real good for Radiant currently. I mean, that fights is so much gold and XP, and once again, they're back up to 0 in net worth. Ordinarily, you'd say, "Oh, 0 net worth lead, it's even, right?" But no, there's Alchemist. You could assume is going to farm, but no, he's really not that farm. I mean, this is not good. I mean, Dota Plus gives Radiant currently a 73% win chance.
Damn, that's a lot. Yeah, and considering you have Arc, Midas, and Brew Midas, I think that just makes your game even better.
We have force support on force support action mid lane. Baboon wants nothing to do with it, though, and will roll away from the Weaver. Larry. A little bit too powerful to man fight with for the Earth Spirit currently. We're seeing an imprisonment, though, mid lane on the Weaver into Meteor Hammer, though the roll is missed by Baboon, but it will not be needed. Fury arrived to step in and bring down the Weaver. Now Radiant Rendezvous. The collapsed mid. Ursa has arrived. Look for Fury, who steps away to the right, and now OD turns with the imprisonment on Ursa as Split is popped by Killjoy. Shrek is stunned. Radiant focuses the OD, who's now TPing away, and it will not work. Cyclone cancels his TP. Down goes Shrek, the Green Knight. So it is a 1-for-1 trade. Weaver for OD, though Radiant understandably will run immediately at that tier 2 tower middle lane.
Yeah, this is not good for Dire. It's looking really bad, considering they're the faster tempo team. Yeah.
We found Fury with the Fusel Blade on the Ursa and that ward. Global Silence is the response. Ursa may go down, but it may be a trade. Fury low, Ursa dead, but Fury still alive. Now Fire Blast hits the Earth Spirit. Earth Spirit gets multi-cast down as Aurora TP's away. Is it in time? Yes, it is. So it is an Ursa for Earth Spirit trade. Numerically, very strong. Radiant, they return to the mid T2 tower, but this is a very risky maneuver from them. Imprisonment, Meteor Hammer, Astral Remnant, they're all used on Brewmaster, who has no split. Fury steps in and Killjoy goes down. Radiant, they've overstayed their welcome. They went in the 4v4 and they did not win that. That is another core in the grave. Both Ursa and Brewmaster now dead. And just an overall sloppy maneuver there from the regional leaders.
Yeah, Ark has travel, so he's gonna start splitting the map as he wishes. So they have to like have a Void Spirit or OD dealing with them. That's not good, because you don't want them to be the one initiating fights instead of dealing with split push. Or AUG. I guess you can put the AUG to deal with that, but it's not worth it. That's like okay actually.
We're never seeing an Invis rune grabbed by that boon. He's trying to secure it for Fury. Radiant, they run at Earth Spirit. The detection appears to not be there, and therefore the roll will be away by Earth Spirit. He was temporarily in sentry range, but nowhere near long enough between that and the Invis fade time to be caught. Well, yep, it's, you mentioned Arc Warden split pushing, and he's just TPing in top lane, damaging that tier 2 tower now top.
Yeah, Earth Spirit almost cancels his TP. It would have been good, but
That would have been a big play.
time. Yeah. Well,
Instead, we're seeing Earth Spirit try to fight with Arc Warden in the Radiant side jungle and takes a lot of damage for his efforts.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Well, we are back to OD using Meteor Hammer on a tower mid lane. Correction, he does not even need to use Meteor Hammer. The tower just dives to the right clicks, though. Radiant are saying, you know what, if you want to trade, we will trade. They're still staying top lane. Now both teams are beginning a bit of a tier 2 tower push, though Dire, they're confused, like, alright, where are the Radiant heroes? They should be here defending, right? Turns out they're not. They will now go in, but Radiant have already grabbed that top tier 2 tower.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Oh, let's see here. This is if you're Dire, what's the play at this point?
I mean, your only play right now is wait for Alchemist to go online, or like or Smoke and try to get this Arc Warden, but it's not easy to catch an Arc Warden once he has illusion split pushing. So Dire has some options, but they're not that viable.
Alright, Jynx, hear me out. I'm gonna need you to now move further away from your microphone, but closer than you were. For close, I need you to be further than you are currently, but closer than you were the first time I asked. Hear me out.
What the? Okay.
I'm being very precise with this. I'm getting some feedback from Twitch chat. I'm like, alright, let's just adjust up and down, mess around with OBS and Discord, and like, alright, let's have Jynx move. We'll see how it goes.
This is better now.
I believe so, yes. We'll find out in the next 5 minutes, but I believe that's perfect. I believe we found it.
Okay, sounds good.
I love there's always that fun component of commentating where there's always just the technical limitations of stuff. It's like, alright, audio levels, adjust them. Like, wait, it's not on my end.
I feel like it's like I feel right now like the voice line of mic test 1 2 3. Right, that's me right now.
Mic test.
Yeah. Like the T1 voice line. Very funny.
Dire, they're jealous of Radiant having grabbed their top tier 2 tower, and they want a safe lane tier 2 of their own. They temporarily push the bottom tier 2 tower. They instead smoke up and run towards the Radiant tri-camp. But Radiant are not in their tri-camp. They're in the Dire side jungle. So both teams, they're heavily grouped, though neither are that near each other, and Dire will not find out what we know. It's like, wait, Radiant are not here, but they'll see Brewmaster. A big kill if they can get it. Step in, Glow Sounds, Remnant, roll. Is there damage? There should be, and there will be. Hammer dropped, and Brewmaster is in the grave for almost a minute. Problem is, Roshan is still dead. Dire hoped for a lifeline without Roshan taken, and they could not find it. It's still dead.
They still have to deal with the Arc Warden though. It's gonna be a problem still.
For now, they'll just be content with hitting the tier 2 mid lane. Not much they can do at the Arc Warden, so it's just the tier 2 tower going down. They got something out of the Brewmaster going. They might even go for a second kill on Weaver. Baboon rolls. It will hits into perhaps a silence. But where's the follow-up? It's just not there still, actually. Ursa arrives, brings down Baboon. Baboon was relying on his teammates arriving, and his teammates simply did not help him out.
Yeah, I thought there was gonna be an extra TP there to kill the Weaver, but I guess it did not happen at all.
I think he was expecting Aurora to TP in there, like, alright, Aurora, TP in here, use Last Word, use Arcane Curse, enough damage and silence for the Weaver, but he's like, you know what, Ricardo, I'm gonna let you die. He did. During all that, Roshan respawned. It was grabbed instantly by the Ursa. It is Aegis and Shard both going to Ursa, and it's already lasted longer than last time.
He also got the shard, so that's pretty good. That shit's pretty strong.
Ooh, Larry and Fury playing around with each other top lane. Weaver actually almost got killed there by Fury. If the Rim was on point, it would have been a very good Weaver soul kill by Fury, but the Weaver's a little bit too maneuverable for now. We're seeing Fury. Never mind. I was gonna say he's gonna bring down this Arc Warden Tempest double, but he doesn't. Somehow, someway, MS Squire got away on that one.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
That's a big courier kill. That's the AC of the Alchemist Smiley in the grave for a good while, actually. And with the BKB now being finished on Ursa, that's a lot of gold available on the Radiant Ursa that's not available on the Dire Alchemist. So, so you know what? Let's go right now. Let's push this bottom tier 2 tower.
I'm not a big fan of what I'm seeing right now. Ogre and we were going for both Lotus, which is kind of weird. I guess they wanted to spell the silence from Global, but I don't know if you want to get like 2 Lotuses. I guess I feel like you need like something else. I could be wrong. I guess like a Glimmer seems like feels like better. Like a Force Staff. I don't know.
Yeah, I was thinking probably on Ogre Magi, Force Glimmer type stuff, but it's hard this game. It's hard to play a poor support into Silencer, of course. It's always an issue, and in the case of Weaver, you can't really not go for it because it's just you can't necessarily go for an item like Ags if you can't cast spells. Well, Radiant, they have ended grouping as 5. They still have plenty of time on the Aegis. They have 2 minutes 30, and they're waiting maybe for the mid lane equilibrium to get better before going. Maybe for the next Tempest double push out the top lane. Yep, that's what they're doing. And they will still stay relatively grouped towards the Dire side tri-camp. But Dire, for their part, are happy not being there, it seems. Looks like Radiant might not even go high ground in this second Aegis, though. They might just go for a tier 2 mid lane and be content for now, dragging the game out further. I mean, it's... You mentioned that if Dire don't win the game in like 25 to 30 minutes, we could be in for a 60-minute affair, and, well, seeing Radiant, who have momentum, they have the Aegis, they're not even pushing a tier 2 tower. That's how you know we might be in for a while.
Yeah.
Kill me.
Yeah, this game's gonna get spicy. The literally goes. I like how he fortified. He left to not let the creeps die, and he can TP with a clone. Pretty good.
You can alternatively TP to the tier 1 tower, but I want to be more fancy than that. I want to TP right to the creep wave. Make the glyph happen. Make Alchemist be a little bit more sad. If that was the goal, it certainly was accomplished. Yep, it is a good day to be farming, that is for sure. I mean, we were at like minute 4 straight of farming creeps. Between that and a couple brief tower pushes, it's been that, and Esquire's Tempest Double will arrive again in mid lane, and that will be the end of the tier 2 mid, but it also means it is the end of the Aegis quite soon. 35 seconds left in the timer, and it was basically a farming Aegis for the second Aegis of the game here.
Instead, I think.
It's a very good chance you're right. He'll roll. He's silenced by, I believe, a Mindbreaker, but the roll's up again. So perhaps, I guess with that 4-second cooldown roll, he was a little bit too maneuverable. Fury, meanwhile, fights with 3. Remnant hits on Shane. Shane will die to that Astral Step of Fury, so good play there by Fury. Baboon will roll away from the Radiant. He wants nothing to do with that play. And for good reason. Dire get the 1 kill and they'll walk away. They see Killjoy. The curse is used by Aurora. Now it's a Remnant used by Fury. They actually may bring down Killjoy. Hammer drop a Killjoy. Gets a split off in time. Now turns onto Fury. Fury is stunned, but the follow-up is lacking. They have nothing but a Weaver. Fury. The steps are back up. He steps away into the right towards the Tricamp as Killjoy runs at Shrek. Cyclone. Into Dispel. Into Stomp from the Earth Boulder. But Shrek had a defensive imprisonment. Weaver hits the OD, but OD is strong. Fury steps in, the Weaver will die, and Killjoy, with another split, trying to fight. In comes Ursa, but in comes Smiley, finding the real Arc Warden with the stun. Arc Warden, low, he forces away. Tempest level popped, Smiley fighting. In comes Ursa, BKB from Alk, roll in. They want the Arc Warden, solo. Smiley finds him, and Smiley kills him. Ursa is stunned, Radiant are collapsing. Split is over, Brewmaster dead, and Fury is in the middle of everything. Imprisonment comes in on the Ursa. They find Tempest Double, and now it's Ursa popping his own BKB, looking for Fury. Never mind, he TP's away. He gets away, but it is a disastrous team fight loss by the regional feeders.
Damn, that was good. That was a really good fight. The other reason why Brewmaster lived there before he almost died because we were using slows on him, and that made him live. Also, they forced Radiant to go. Sorry, excuse me. So okay, I'm good now. They forced Radiant to go onto their side, and then they forced the Aqua on the high ground. Therefore, it was really hard for him to like keep a composure on the team fight. He certainly just died because he got focused by the Alchemist.
It's not fair. I mean, that ward right there. That's the clutch ward. That's the one that, without that ward, they have no idea where the Arc Warden is. Speaking of Radiance, they're being gone on. Alchemist has a stun, Ogre Magi. In comes Fury, but in comes Ursa. Both sounds dropped. Radiant will back the Ogre Magi. They want to fight at their Tri-Camp, but it's Ursa once again stunned. His BKB is still on cooldown, now available. Shrek goes down, but will be a trade. Ursa man fights, as does Alchemist. Down goes Arc Warden, and now Split is popped. Radiant try to salvage the fight. They'll bring down Earth Spirit, but they need more than Earth Spirit. Ursa looks for something, but he finds himself being kited and now dead. Another core death, and now it's Smiley, who's stunned by a Brewmaster, looking for Weaver. Weaver gets away, but it certainly is another very pivotal team fight engagement win for Head Bonk.
My lord, that Alchemist hit him really hard and fast, actually. 5,700 damage from Smiley in that fight, and well,
Alchemist is large, but the question is Alchemist too big to fail? Sure, they've won 2 team fights now, but these towers are still in good shape.
Yeah, this is when the dilemma comes about whether Radiant wins because of the 60-minute game or Dire wins because of the faster tempo. But it's getting late for Dire, I think. I think Alchemist, after he gets his Abyssal Blade, he cannot get any bigger than that. So it'll be pretty bad for Dire eventually.
At that point, it's like, alright, give my heroes Aghanim Scepters. Problem is, Blitzbeard already has one. He would be the ideal guy to give one to, so maybe he gives one like the OD at this point, but... Seeing bot lane, Smiley finds Tempest Double. Tempest Double actually will expire naturally. It will not die, so that's a lot of gold being saved by the Arc Warden from hexing that Alchemist there. But it will still mean that tier 2 bottom lane will go down. It is claimed to buy the Alchemist. Though there probably will not be any kind of significant high ground push here, just a little bit of lane pushing going on, and much like Dire were splitting earlier to dodge, now it's Radiant who are splitting and dodging. Here we go, Abyssal finished for Alk. He is 6 slotted, and you mentioned how this will be the strongest he'll be, and Dire recognized that. They smoke S5. They want to break the game open right now. And Roshan is alive. Ursa is in. But Dire are nearby. There's smoke. Roshan is being taken. Dire are not aware of it. They instead go for Arc Warden. Arc Warden may go down here, but Roshan is still being taken by the Radiant team. Arc Warden will die, but it will be a trade for Roshan. Ursa grabs the Aegis, grabs the cheese, grabs the Aghanim's scepter, all his inventory. Though, Arc Warden has no buyback. It seems not to matter that Arc Warden has no buyback.
Yeah, this is definitely farming Aegis. I don't think they want to fill with his Aegis, considering how strong Alk is right now.
I was hoping that, I mean, for if you're Dire, you won't still want to fight. Problem is,
Yeah.
you're not fighting into Aegis and cheese, and because you couldn't push before. Alright, they at long last catch the Weaver top lane. He was being a bit of a bug all game, and they kill him with the Earth Spirit and the Void Spirit combination. But even though Dire want to fight, they're fighting into Aegis and cheese, and that's just hard. Smiley, he's hunting. He sees Killjoy blink. It's not up in time, though. He could not blink in for the Brewmaster. He self-stuns, and Dire cannot run down Killjoy. So a bit unfortunate on the execution there for Headbonk, and as a result, it's another Dance with Death being dodged by Regional Faders. Here we go again. Top T2 under duress. Dire will grab it. The Radiant have arrived with Weaver. They perhaps want to fight. Fury steps in looking for Arc Warden. Arc Warden gets Lotus though. Split is popped and Smiley blinks, but he's hexed! He's hexed immediately! Smiley's stunned again! He's gonna go down here on the side immediately! What a huge hex on Smiley! And they want more. They have found Aurora. That's going to be a very dead silencer. Sentries on the ground, Aurora dead, and what a fantastic hex from MX Squire.
Lush hex for sure. Only way you kill Alk before he gets his ult off.
Maybe Smiley needs like BKB before he blunk in there, but I guess he got greedier, because if he BKB'd immediately, he could not have been hexed, and then it would have been a different fight. But I mean, MX Squire coming in clutch, punishing the lack of BKB earlier.
They're gonna force high ground now. This is they're using their advantage right now.
It's a good time to do so. Dire have glyphed, but Radiant have no desire to leave. They have the Aegis and the cheese. MX Squire hexes the OD. In comes Ursa, and OD is low immediately. OD will die! Now they roll in for Ursa, but Ursa has 2 lives. One of them is lost, but it's a hex on Fury. Shrek will save him, but Radiant still want him. Brewmaster has one split and cheese. Cheese, pop, split, committed. OD, BKB's looking for the Brewlings. The Brewlings are a bit too strong. Ranger Axe, T3 Tower, they're both dead. Dire may attempt to save their melees, but it may just be too late. Hex is used on Fury. Ursa blinks in. The bash! Is it enough? Another stun? No! Fury gets away. Baboon goes down. And Dire may begin to hunt. Shrek has an imprisonment. Killjoy TPs. Killjoy's TPs cancels. Smiley blinks in looking for the Weaver. Weaver is bashed. Brewmaster is taunted. Brewmaster and Weaver, they're both dead. That's 2 kills. Radiant, they scatter. But it is a very successful campaign. Midrax taken. Shrek, Baboon, they both bought back. And even though Radiant lost 2, both those heroes do have buyback. That's a huge gain right there.
Pretty good.
Oh. Well, here we go. I mean, Dire, they're almost desperately hunting right now, trying to do whatever they can. They've only found a Tempest double. And they've almost lost a courier as well. Oh no, that's very, very unfortunate.
You look high grounding. You see it going high ground against the Arc. That's not gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean, it's not only it's even a bloodlusted tower as well. So if it was already hard, it's only that much harder. Earth Spirit is rolled in, but that's not going to work there, Mr. J. Curto. Smiley, he's blinked in, but so has Ursa, looking for the out. Both at BKB'd. Hex is there on Fury. Radiant pursue. Ursa is bast. Ursa is man fighting. And in comes Larry. Looking up is Ursa out. Smiley is low. Has concoction. He'll use it, perhaps. Onto the Ogre Magi. OD dead, and Radiant pursue 4 more. Fury steps away as Radiant run down Aurora. And Aurora, that TP is not going to work, my friend. Hex into death. That's 3 dead on Dire's side. Earth Spirit Silencer. And OD. We're seeing a lot of alt chat going on from you by awards, and for Radiant, they know it is a dieback on both J. Curto and Shrek the Green Knight. Oh, he is an angry man, but he is a triumphant man right now. Ooh, spicy.
After all, his name is Dogs in my game. That's a classic.
Apparently he's being the dog pound currently. I mean, Radiant head for throne. Smiley attempts for Arc Warden. Stun is in. Wire is dead. He has no bite. Ursa is stunned. Dire are in. Fury steps away. And Smiley is stunned. BKB, it's on cooldown. Smiley has BKB in 3. Can he get away with spider legs? Yes, he can. Fantastic spider legs from Smiley. Now it's Radiant. They're there as 4. But Dire pursue. They hunt. Remnant hits on Killjoy. And Radiant will run away. But for Radiant, that is a disastrous throne attempt. Sure, they got the buyback out of Aurora, but that is 1 dead Arc Warden. Well, Jynx, we are about 20 minutes away from the expected game time to end. We're at minute 40 now, so
Yeah.
20 more minutes to go.
Happen. That's gonna happen. You and I know it. So
I didn't believe you until about maybe 15 minutes ago, but at this point I am fully convinced. We are seeing Weaver being somewhat hunted in the Radiant jungle, but he is a Weaver, so he'll probably survive. Well, I still want him. Concoction, yep, that'll be a very... Oh, the Lotus Orb? Nah, it's not enough. That was a good Lotus, but even though the Lotus stunned 2 Dire heroes, there were 2 more Dire heroes nearby, and Fury, with the Dagon, zapped down the Weaver. That is some pest control in action right there.
this Weaver Axe just makes the game really hard for Dire to kill the Arc too. Or the Ursa. I doubt Ursa even dies. It's like really hard for them to kill him. They just have to like chain CC him. That's like the only way.
We're gonna see it quite soon. I mean, he has the money if he wants to buy out for it. I think he's looking for both buyback and that Aghanim Scepter, and part of the value of that of that silencer pick was to ensure that Weaver didn't want to go Ags, but now that he has the Lotus, he can go Ags, and well, the Dota game is a little bit harder with the Dire when that happens. We're seeing a Dire hunt looking for any Radiant heroes errantly farming the Dire side jungle, but they've all TP'd away, so there are no errant casualties. Radiant, they're standing very tightly as if they're going to smoke, but if they smoke, Dire will see it. The ward spots that one out quite easily, and yup. But they didn't ping it out, but they should be well aware of that movements. Should be an incredibly obvious smoke there by the side of regional theaters. And they will attempt through their tri-camp to the river. Baboon 2 is smoked. It's now popped. And we're seeing a bash on Baboon. Baboon will certainly go down, and the remainder of Dire will scatter. Aurora is TP'd. Radiant look towards the Roshan pit, but that one is dead for a minute 30 longer.
Yeah, this always happens in the game. There's always like a rune there that's so juicy, everyone just wants it in. It's usually a bait most of the time.
Unfortunately, it's despite being a pick-off, it's going to be literally nothing happening probably, unless Radiant forced it in immediately high ground's top lane. You know what? They might be ballsy enough to do it. They pinged it out. Split is committed by Killjoy. He's leaving the Storm Panda back. So Dire will accept that the tower will be damaged, perhaps even killed, but it should not be a full barracks. MS Guire's clone popped BKB to bring down the T3 tower. He heads for Shrek the Green Knight. Shrek will not die. He'll the rain around him. And Ursa's in for the OD. And OD doesn't know he's in the town. The Ghost Scepter is in. OD's alive somehow. They could not kill him. Oh no. Huge opportunity there from Radiance. But a huge opportunity missed. OD still had buyback on cooldown, but they could not lock him down. A possibly fatal mistake. Well, Dire, they're alive as 5 now. They're going and smoking towards the Roshan pit. Roshan is still not alive. Now will spawn, but is it too late? Radiant, double back. Weaver's smoke is over. Banishment into Remnant. They want the Weaver. Ursa looks for Dark Lines onto the Silencer. Weaver is Dagon down as Aurora has Ghost Scepter. Ursa hits onto Earth Spirit, and Smiley is disarmed by the Halberd. Now, Split is committed. They want to kite around Smiley as Ursa runs the supports. Back to the Radiant Backlines. Urk Warden is being gone on by Baboon. Hammer dropped. Mike dead, but it's a trade for Aurora. Now, Shrek is low. They're looking for the OD, but in comes Smiley. BKB concoction, but the bash is there. Stun used. Ursa tries to mana fight. Ogre Magi dead. Shrek dead. And Ursa pops Satanic, looking for Smiley, who's low on HP and on mana. Baboon rolls in. Shiva's used to kite. Baboon gives his life, but it keeps Smiley alive. Now Radiant turned back to Fury, but Fury is playing a Void Spirit. He's very hard to bring down in Radiance. They tried their heart. They were kited around just so heavily in the team fight. But Roshan is just still alive. And they should claim it here, unless Fury can pull a miracle. And he actually grabs the Aghanim Scepter there, I believe. And gets away. But he's bashed! No, the bash is in on Fury! Fury is low. One more hit will do it. And one more hit will bring down Fury. He got the Roshan's blessing, but nothing else. And it will be at the cost now of his buyback.
I'm not sure if that's worth it, but it's weird.
I think he's hoping for more than that. He did not get it. It is Aegis. Where is Aegis? Oh, it went down immediately, okay. Or no, it's still there. It's still on Ursa. It's Aegis on Ursa. It is the cheat on the Weaver and the Refresher Shard on the Brewmaster. That is going to be a lot of splits in that next fight now. Top ranks, they're both dead now. Dire tried to defend it, but instead they're going to lose Shrek, perhaps. Shrek is hexed, Shrek is low, and Shrek Will BKB and somehow get away as Smiley jumps for the Arc Warden on backlash. Arc Warden low. Smiley is still BKB, but MS Wire is still alive for the time being. Dire collapse in. They try to fight, but can they win the fight? Stun is in. Weaver dead. Ogre dead. And Radiant may actually lose this one. They have 4 lives left on 3 heroes. Split still active, but U by Wards is just so low. Silencer low, but he's still alive. Now Dire. They scatter. They bring down 2. They certainly want more. They have a stun, concoction used, onto Brewmaster, into Astral Remnant, into perhaps a Dagon and a hammer dropped. But no! It is an Abyssal and a death on Killjoy. He tried to escape with that BKB in the Primal Split. But the Abyssal Blade from Smiley was just too much. Dire, they lose Barracks, and they lose the buyback on Fury, though they actually claimed 3 kills. Problem is, they did not kill Arc Warden, who is now ratting bottom lane. Wait a minute, it's real Arc Warden. Fury is there. Silence, dissimulate, the Dagon. It's a real Arc Warden dead! And somehow, someway, Bonk are turning it around. It's still an uphill climb. But this game, at minute 47, is full of life.
Yeah, not sure. I feel like...
Goodbye, Aurora. You have decided to die, but it may be a trade. It is imprisonment into Meteor Hammer, but missed by Shrek. Ursa, BKB's gets away. Smiley attempted the Abyssal Blade, but was not in range in time. So, interesting stuff in the... from Killjoy. We are seeing the Silencer get solo killed, though, by the smoked up Ursa. This is, I mean, if you had to ask me who would all chat more this game going into the series, I would have put my money on Bonk, but so far I've been wrong.
Yeah, I thought Smiley was in the whole chat, but...
Smiley's been, he's been pretty quiet.
He's been a gentleman so far.
Yeah, I'll agree with you on that one, which is... Well, we're seeing a blink in by U by Ward, the Lincolns of Fury. Now Hex is there. Remnant, Concoction, Dagon, Ursa is time-lapsed by Larry. What a fantastic time-lapse. Now Split committed. They'll bring down Jay Curdle, perhaps. He's in the imprisonment of Shrek. He will eventually go down. Roll is used. But Radiant, never mind, they ignore him. They go instead for the OD. OD's bashed, and OD will go down. That is a dieback on Shrek the Green Knight. Jay Curdle lives, but it's at the cost of his OD. And now is where this gets interesting. It is time for Radiant to once again head high ground. They have their options. Tier 4s or Megas. Correction, Tier 4s are dead. So it's Exposed Ancient or Megas. Dire have smoked as 3. They're going to attempt to take the fight on their terms outside their base. And Radiant are split. The Weaver is separated. But can they get him? Roll off the mark, and now it is Fury. Engaging, but assimilating away immediately. Now Gleipnir hits on Fury. Fury has BKB. He will not pop it. He will get away, as will Baboon, who roll on the left side of the fight away from the Weaver. So Dire bought some time. That is 1 minute of Shrek's respawn now used, and Radiant, they opt for the Megas. Tier 3 dead. Megas certainly will be claimed soon. Smiley attempts to save the game, looking for the Ursa. Glowhounds popped. BKBs used by both teams, and now Fury is kited around for the time being. We're seeing Abyssal Blade there onto Jay Curdle. Jay Curdle will be fine as MS Guire hits the range racks. Tempest Double goes down, but Radiant still are there as 5. Fury steps in, steps out, looking for Brewmaster, but he's just too tanky. Radiant get away. They lose nothing but BKBs and grab a T3 tower and range racks, albeit they did not grab the full Megas. Melee's still alive. And they return back in. Ursa has returned for the Melees. And they're already very low, and they're already actually going to be glyphed. Possibly the last glyph of the game from Bonk. Tempest Double still hits. The tower is low. Gleipnir zones away Smiley. And that will be Megas at minute 51 for the regional feeders. Oh, Jynx now well. If you're dire, you're down megas. Up 4K, but down megas. What's your gameplay here?
Just play Radiant Throw somehow. I don't know.
That is
Kill
not a
this
very
arc.
reliable play.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess you gotta kill this arc because that's like the hero that holds the game for them. Somehow twice. Make sure he doesn't have buyback.
Seems
But
very
I don't know.
difficult.
I don't know how you do it. Dude.
And the Loon Shrek again, mid-lane.
Oh,
Shrek in the wrong place, at the wrong time. He's BKB in a prison. Can he get away? No, he cannot. BKB actually not used there. Smiley now goes for Arc Warden. The real one has been found, but he's still alive. BKB, Time-Lapse still up as well, and Radiance collapse on in to save their Arc Warden, who's currently half HP. Remnant used. Dagon used. Arc Warden dead. Instantly buys back now. Abyssal is there on Weaver. Weaver is back, but can they bring him down? Yes, they can. But Gleipnir's there on 3. Fire Blast comes in, Radiant, they focus, they want to get the fight as Throne is being hit by Brewmaster. Back to the Throne, it's low, but no, it's actually fine. Back to the fight. Ursa is running at Smiley. Smiley's Abyssal Bladed. He's stunned. Fire Blast, and Smiley is dead. He will have to buy back. Back to the Throne. Killjoy is zoning away. Fury and Aurora, but Radiant engaged. The bash is in, but Aurora is alive. Dagon used. Arc Warden is still half HP. Back to the roll. It hits on Ursa. Ursa tanks the fountain even, but Larry has the time-lapse. Fury gets hexed, brought down, and Ursa is in the fountain. Abyssal Blade, it's Lotus off though, and now it's Ursa dying in the fountain. But back to the Throne. Radiant know the objective. They have gotten the Throne, and they, in 52 minutes and 49 seconds, take game number 1.
Yeah, good game actually. A lot of tempo changes and things like that shit like that. Mostly like when you have these games that rely on tempo, you have to like properly otherwise this happens. The team with like the slower tempo usually just ends up going the game and winning.
That was a wild game. I don't know. If you're at this point, say in the head Bonk war room, what do you adjust for game 2? You seem to like play the lanes better, so you don't fall behind earlier on. Is it the draft? Is it the mid game team fights? Is it the late game team fights? What do you need to change there going into game number 2?
I don't know. Let me check for a second. This last game. Hold on. Let me go back. So I can go back. Okay, I found it. Okay. I feel like whenever they draft like this lane dominator heroes, I feel like as long as you get the better team fight, like on the mid game, you should be able to like win. I don't think it was. It could have been a draft thing. I could be wrong, but I feel like if you pick Razor here and you just run at them, I feel like it's I guess you cannot hit buildings, but you can just destroy early mid game team fights with Razor. And Ursa's like not a hero either, so
If the high ground's always dead, desperate, they can always go the Agnum Scepter on the Razor as their high ground item. Once he has Refresher plus BKB, the Refresher BKB Ags, that's a lot of damage, you know?
yeah, I don't know. I feel like Razor's like way too good this game to not get picked, but I could be wrong. I don't play carry at all or core, so I don't know. I think it had to do with the tempo, right? Like I feel like this game's considering let's assume both teams are on the same level. I feel like games always go late game, but like mid late game, right? So I feel like you just had to out tempo them, and just like pick the better heroes on mid game, and that's it. I don't know. That's just that's like a draft focus analysis, but if I were to choose like how you played this game without considering draft, I think you just had to like man up, not man up, group up on this OD hero more. Like I don't know, like run down lane or something like that. It's hard considering they picked all those heroes on. Tifa really well and are really annoying like Weaver and Brewmaster.
That was a very vigorous back and forth affair there. I'm still a little bit I'm honestly a little shocked it's over. Thought it could go even longer than it was. I think my voice is grateful that game is finally over.
Mine's not so graceful. I have COVID, so what can you do?
That's very unfortunate.
Yeah.
Yep, I've got the lobby settings correct. Let's go. Just need a. I'll hit them with the ready. See if they're ready or not. Come on. Come on, regional feeders. Just put a G in the chat. Tell me you're ready. There we go. You know, it's funny, Jynx. I was asking myself right before I went live on Twitch, should I go to the bathroom again? I was like, nah, I'll do between games 1 and 2. It'll be fine. Didn't know that we'd have so much delay. I mean, we had 20 minutes of lobby delay into a 50-something minute game, so I'll be right back, Jynx.
Yeah, go ahead and enjoy it when you can.
Team ban.
Quab first face man, as always. Very cool.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Dire team pick. Radiant team pick.
Weaver again. Considering they use Panda, Spirit Breaker, OD, just to respect those heroes. Since they have first pick.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
Hoodwink, not a bad hero. Can be flexed for Baboon and Fury. Really good.
Dire team pick.
And Dawnbreaker. I feel like this Dawnbreaker is gonna be a 5. But they have a second. This could be a 3 or a 5, but I feel it's probably gonna be a 3. And they picked it through again.
Radiant team ban.
I'm not sure.
Why is there a Weaver and a Brewmaster on my screen again?
Not sure. I guess Radiant. I guess Radiant want to like respect they have first pick on Dire, and they ban SP plus OD, which is like decent, but considering Dire likes Weaver, banning it wouldn't be bad.
I don't like losing a game and giving the enemy the exact same heroes it is drafted. I really don't. As a concept, I'm not a huge fan of that. What can you do? What can you do?
What can you do, indeed?
Dire team ban.
Well, see here. Are the bands... Actually, we have different bands this time around. Looks like Headbonk expect a different game this game. Despite the same heroes being selected, they did not ban Ursa or Dusa last game.
5
They banned both this game.
Hmm. Wraith Game banned? Yeah, Wraith Game's banned. Okay. What's left? Razor's still over there. Just not a bad option. What's still there? I guess Kunkka is not a bad option either. I feel like this Dawnbreaker could be a 3, but I feel like this here's more of a 5, if you ask me.
I know certain teams like it certain ways. Like I know there's a number of teams that even like playing even carry or mid. So potentially it could be that carry slash mid pick. Dawnbreaker's nice and flexible. I mean, all we know this game is probably not 4.
Yeah. It could be even 4 if you put the Hoodwink mid, because Fury likes that hero as a mid. So
Really? Did
there's
not know
always like
that.
the option. Yeah, Fury. I feel like Fury likes that hero mid. I could be wrong though. At least I've seen him play a lot of that hero mid.
Ooh.
Yeah, like Dire's still going for the control type of team fight heroes, like Brute and Weaver. They use control team fights because they're just really annoying to play. So one way of dealing with that is forcing side lanes, I think, and then like trying to force 4v5s or 3v5s, something like that, or pickoffs. That's like another option. Where just put the Dire in the situation that they don't want to be comfortable team fighting, mainly, or like forcing their spells and then just backing out immediately. That's like another option.
We have some support selections. It's Jakiro and Ancient Apparition. Interesting. I'm not necessarily sure if I like this AA pick, but it is the pick they have gone for.
I'm not sure. I haven't seen AA picked in a long time. Like I know he got nerfed and everything a few, like one patch ago or 2 patches ago, but I still think like the hero could be picked if it's like combo with a Kunkka or like a setup hero that makes the Ice Blast just hit immediately, or like without fail. That's like the only way I can see it like working, or against like a Morphling or Aya. That's like the 2 options. Other than that, it seems like kind of worthless.
I know Shane likes the hero, and that seems to be where we're headed. Is the regional theaters are grabbing. We saw it last game, and we're seeing it again. Heroes that they like to play seems to be what they're picking. I mean, MX Guire loves Pugna. Not sure if it's good this game, but he likes the pick.
Hmm. Yeah, but these heroes, the common factor of all these heroes is like they love controlling. Like their spells make control in teamfights like very fucking annoying. So that's what Dar is looking for right now in this series. You just gotta upload the control that they provide by either buying BKBs or, you know, just forcing playing a different style of Dota by forcing side lanes or forcing bad team fights with a Dire. There's like a lot of things you can do about that.
Hmm. I just can't get over how good of a game this is for Puck. This is such a good Puck game.
It is a really good puck game indeed.
I guess they can grab some kind of carry who matches up well against Puck, but I mean, usually when you think of heroes that match up well with the Puck, it's either a mid laner or an off laner. And I'm not quite sure what they're going to pick to do well into Puck, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm not sure what kind of Puck, because as I said before, I don't play mid mode.
I mean, any like perpetual AoE silence is super awesome. Here like a void spirit, I'm sure you can put some lockdown there is pretty good, but even then, like Queen of Pain's surprisingly okay despite Puck winning the matchup. Queen of Pain in the team fights can eventually silence Puck, but carries.
So like AoE disable or silence.
You either want like a fast disable or you want something that like stays in the ground. You need to dispel the BKB because Puck does not want to go BKB. The only hero that comes to mind for carry is Ricky, which does not seem good in the slightest here.
Yeah, it seems like a Puck counter.
I guess the only other really one that comes to mind is Faceless Void. That's just that's on the ground AoE silence. Yeah, I guess Void makes too much sense actually now. The more I think about it.
Void, yeah. Actually, yeah, I feel like if Dire picks Wood here, it's not bad, like at all. They have it's set up for Ice Blast, set up for the left drain, for the Puck in the queue. Void just makes their lineup giga good, like from decent to really good, and then Raiden has to deal with a Void, so that's like I don't know, Raken's band, Deuce's band. You don't have like the cards, you deal with a Void.
Yeah, I mean that's. I think they actually have to pick it. The more I think, there's literally no good alternative to Faceless Blade right now. I'm a little surprised that Radiant didn't ban it, considering this is a fantastic Void game for the Dire, and that is not Faceless Void. That is
a rock, a magic rock, by the way.
I don't think I like the pick, but maybe they're thinking of a very specific style here of just kind of run it down early with the Pugna and the Brewmaster, and maybe they think Tiny can be optimal for hitting a timing at that point in the game where he'll have, say, like a Blink and Echo Saber and just own. Maybe that's the idea there.
Yeah, it's completely valid reasoning. I just find it weird that they do that against the Puck though. I guess Puck can Dream Coil both those heroes that are trying to siege, and they just die because they just get gone on. I could be wrong though. I don't know. It's weird. I guess Tiny's like super tanky hero. He doesn't care.
There is always plenty of time for the carry of choice for Headbonk, and I mean they too can go Faceless Split. It probably should in this game, but there's plenty of unbanned carries still. I mean Luna, TB, Void, a lot of cool unbanned carries right now.
Let's see. I'm not sure myself either. Like, there's also not many options left, considering they banned most of those heroes.
We are out of time, and they have selected. Somebody selected Faceless Void. Thought it'd be the Dire team. Ended up being the Radiant team. So
not a bad Void game.
It's definitely not a bad Void game, but there is the Decrep, and there is the Brewmaster Cyclone if he's not in the Chrono, and there's also eventually the Weaver Time Lapse.
Yeah, actually, it's kind of a bad Void game now I think about it. Unironically. Then you have to deal with the Ice Blast, which is very bad too. If you go low enough, you just take down and die.
They have some damage to put in the Chrono. Obviously, I mean, Puck can put damage in the Chrono. Jakiro is very good at putting damage in Chrono, but it's not like it's an exceptional amount of Chrono damage. It's just, we'll call it a moderate degree of damage to throw in the Chrono, but maybe you don't necessarily need a ton of damage in the Chrono. They just need a lot of damage on one or two key targets. Probably Brewmaster or Weaver, perhaps Pugna if Pugna can get in the Chrono as well. And Might be the way that Smiley and company approach that one. Looking at overall draft, though, who's draft you prefer?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I don't know. I still don't think the Stormbreaker hero should be played as a core, automatically. It's just weird, you know. I guess my team last season played it mid, but it's still weird.
I was gonna say, you played the pattern last season. And...
Yeah. Yeah, but it's still weird. It was like it wasn't like a team us thing. It was like a pattern thing, and we just let them have it. So maybe they have their own thing with Shrek. I guess okay, he's platinum tier on Dawnbreaker. That's interesting. I guess that's his thing. He likes it, and that's it.
Shrek is he's a very particular player, you know? He's a very particular player. I think you know what? I think I actually prefer the Radiant draft again. I think I like this headband concept. I think the one thing I don't believe in is the Tiny. If I end up being wrong about Tiny's impact, then I'll probably be wrong about the prediction, but I think Radiant have the tools to not get demolished by Tiny here. If I'm wrong, then I'll probably be wrong about the game prediction, but that's the way I see it here.
Yeah, I don't know. Tiny's just way too nerfed to be playing the core overall. It's just too bad. Too bad of a hero. And I think if you picked it, it's mid and that's it. Even offlane sounds kind of bad, but...
Here we go again. We are now jumping on in to Game 2. Headbonk lost Game 1 in 53 minutes, I believe, and they'll certainly be looking for that 1-1 draw. For regional theaters, they've already gotten one game of an upset, and they, of course, want to turn it into a 2-0 upset win. Would be key for turning around their relatively hard season so far. We are in pause. Looks like Fury's Discord was not cooperating. And we're back. Let's see here. This is going to be a fun time mid lane. It's Pugna Puck. Let's see how Fury plays some lanes. Opted for the orb first, not too surprising. We're seeing Miss Wax. I think he pump faked the Nether Blast there, but Fury still got the Rain Tree Blasts. He's having a fun time mid lane currently. We'll see if that holds for the next, say, 3-4 minutes or not, but it is going to be something.
I think he did that, like pump victim to see if Fury got the Elo one, just to dodge damage, which would be like very smart.
He did not bother. He said, "You know what? I care more about securing Rain Tree Blasted than I care about not dying." Ooh, good play from Wire. We saw it there. He pump faked the Nether Blast, forced out Phase Shift, and then used Nether Blast afterwards. So he's getting a read on Fury right now in this lane. He's like, you know what? This is the way Fury's playing. I'm gonna adapt. I'll be ready. It's the old push and pull in the mid lane right now. There's a lot of Shrek haters today in the Twitch chat right now. They're being very mean to our man Shrek the Green Knights. What's your thoughts on Shrek, Jynx?
I haven't played with them in the pub in so long, so no clue. But I know that people call him a griefer.
A lot of people have been playing in his pubs, not happy with him currently, apparently. First ball we draw on bottom lane, though. It's Killjoy on Brewmaster securing it onto Aurora's Jakiro, and the damage was just too much.
He's tipped too, Sag. Doing some mental damage.
Perhaps a little bit. It's one of those things where I think everyone that plays against Headbonk wants to go with the idea of just, hey, we're going to give him a little bit of BM back. Honestly, a couple players on this Radiant team have reputation. particularly Smiley in terms of all chatting and whatnot. So I know when my team played him last week, we we did a bit of all chatting. So
I feel like against these type of teams you cannot do that because I think you just end up fueling them. But I could be wrong.
they weren't
against
fueled
them,
last week. They were not fueled last week.
They're not. Okay, I see.
They still lost 2-0. I think Smiley was fueled. He was all chat back game 2, but then we literally repeated his all chat back at him. We killed him again. Top lane, it's Shane going down. Yubai wards will get away. Baboon could not bring him down, but it's still a 1-for-0 trade in the top lane. So far, Shrek and Baboon having a great time on this Dawnbreaker Hoodwink lane. We're seeing the greatest of Ice Frog's recent sort of macabre creations. You know, we have Hoodwink and Dawnbreaker. Just here, having a great time right now.
Very strong lane dominators heroes, so it's always nice having those heroes.
I dread when they add Marcy to Captain's mode. I really do.
Oh my lord.
That is going to ruin Dota.
Yeah. Hero needs a lot of nerves, for sure. It's just cancer, the fact that a hero can just press Q and, you know, suddenly a non-killable hero becomes killable.
She's moved herself and you. And now you're just like, it's like Toss and Blink combined. It's really wild.
Yeah.
You know, they had to promote their anime somehow. So, you know, make Marcy in the game, make her extremely powerful. Top lane, we are seeing stuns on Shane. Shane should go down here, and Shane will go down here. He'll put a cold feet on Shrek, but it will not avenge his lost life. Over to bot lane, meanwhile, Weaver is in, though he is time dilated by Smiley. Smiley hunts for a bash, and he has found it. Needs one more to get it again, and now it's Larry going down, though Killjoy looks for vengeance. Time Lock is on cooldown. Smiley tries to turn. He gets rid of that swarm bug, and he will walk away from Killjoy. So that's 2 kills across the map, both in favor of Headmonk.
The Bash Lord wins, learned by his name.
Yeah, I think they're doing a much better job this game of addressing the Brewmaster. Because last game, Brewmaster had a fantastic lane. Now it's a somewhat worse lane. It's still Killjoy's having a good time, but last game he was overrunning the lane, and now it's more. He's doing all right, but not great, you know.
Yeah.
So that might change. Killjoy and Larry are in. Smiley's forced to time lock, and Laura actually will go down there. So it will be perhaps the kill lead to get momentum in the bottom lane. That is now a second death on Aurora, I believe. Yep, it is. So that is some good XP there for the dire side.
Too many slows. This Cinder Brew spell, very cool.
We're seeing it now. Smiley is just very, very low. He'll be forced to time lock, and now in comes a rotation. I believe that's Fury. Though it's a slow TP, orb through Killjoy. Will go down. Quill even committed just in case. Now they run at Larry. Ice Path is missed. Larry will juke in the trees all the way over there. So it is one big kill in the Brewmaster, though it was at the cost of both Dream Quill and the rotation over the top lane. Meanwhile, it's AA being dove by Baboon and Shrek, the Green Knight. The tower is doing its job, though, and Shane is juking, though Baboon is still hunting. Visions. Shane. He'll juke. They now find him. He'll go down again on the AA. Though it took them a long time over to mid lane. Meanwhile, Dire rotate over the Tiny looking for the puck. But Fury, his reactions were just too fast. He did not get dropped there by the Tiny combination.
That's good. He decrypt the siege creep. Now they can take tower, no problem.
That's a lot of the reason why it used to be a bit of a nickname for MX Squire. It's MX Tier 1 Tower, because I'm not sure if you remember back in the day, but he was just playing like Pugna and DP every game. It would be T1 Tower at minute 7 every game, so MX Tier 1's back.
It's just a game-winning strat most of the time, because taking a mid tower super early, opens the map really badly for like the team that takes it. So It's really good. Really, really good.
Dire's top tower
For bot
So
lane,
you have-
Avalanche is there on Smiley. He does not time lock, he instead turns onto Yubai Wars, who dies on Tiny. It's 2 tips immediately, though. It may be Shrek walking away. Chrono's committed onto MX Guire, as a Coil is there on Killjoy. Both might go down here. MX Guire walks away, Ice Path hits, and Pugna will get bashed to death as the Aura from Fury brings down Killjoy. Not quite sure what happened there, but what I can tell you is it was an absolute disaster. A 4-for-0 trade in favor of Headbunk.
Yeah, this Titan's not hitting creeps at all. He's pretty much S 400 gold reacher than the Weaver. That's not good for a tiny carry, if you ask me.
Yeah, I mean, he's 6th in last hits, he's 6th in net worth, and it's... I mean, he's close to the Weaver. You mentioned that's... Ugh. It's not good. Aurora will TP away. Bottom lane, barely in time. He should survive in the fountain. Yes, he will. But it does mean the Dire can begin to pressure in for this bottom tier 1 tower if they want to. Smiley TP's to top lane, so it is only Dire heroes down there now. They run top for the Pugna. Pugna is a very fast hero. Acorn Shot slows Decrep. But the response is that Meteoric Hammer, correction, Celestial Hammer from Shrek the Green Knight. But Ernest Guire is just too fast and will not go down this time.
I still don't think this Titan here's gonna do anything. Yeah, actually.
That was my concern, is what the Tiny is going to do this game, and so far it has been true. What Tiny can do, though, is pick up a Shri and hit that tier 1 tower bottom lane. It's a tier 1 for tier 1 tower trade, but mid lane, Fury went in with his buddy Aurora. They coiled and they brought down the Pugna, and maybe a dive for a second kill. Bushwhack, Orb, Hammer, and yep, it will be Shane going down as 2 kills in the mid lane, and suddenly it is Headbonk far and away ahead right now. They traded tier 1 towers, but they're up 11-2 in terms of kill score right now.
Yeah, they're getting destroyed right now, Dire on lane phase, actually. 11-2 score. Dictates a lot of the game.
Well, it is split committed by Killjoy. They need something, but what can they find? Jay Curto is the lead. Life Drain is cancelled by Bushwhack, but it will still be a death thanks to that Nether Blast. So it's 1 kill with split, but now it is Killjoy perhaps looking for more, but Fury does not get caught. He gets away, so it's 1 kill, but Dire need much more than that. And they may attempt on Fury, but it's still a hard kill. Phase shift, waiting here for both up. The Ice Blast comes in, it will not hit. Chrono is there on 2. Pugna down. Brewmaster to fall as well. It's 2 more kills for Headbonk. And well, they're really beginning to run away at the game right now. And they go for Weaver as well. Weaver's bashed, Weaver's dead to the sharpshooter, and yep, that is another death. That is, this one's getting real ugly. You'd almost expect this sort of net worth lead last game when they had the Alk draft, but they were even in gold last game. Now it's as if they're now like getting the accrued benefits in Alchemist net worth wise in this game. It's genuinely crazy.
Yeah, I mean, that when it's just 5 men more because they have actual spells to team fight. They also have the Spuck hero that presses R, and everyone's just like this at a small radius, so free Chrono for Boyd.
Good news. Tiny is no longer 6th in net worth. Problem is because his Brewmaster has gotten poorer. So they're not getting richer on the Dire, they're getting poorer still. Oof. Ice Blast was used, I believe it was a mist on Shrek. Looks like Killjoy is looking to hunt for some kind of kill attempts. He's near Fury, that is 1 hard kill.
Not possible at all. It's really hard.
Well, I mean, if you're regional theaters, you're down by a lot of gold early early on. What kind of play do you make at this point to try to turn the game around?
Yeah. I mean, you just gotta kill some Radiants for Dire to come back.
And I was going to say, perhaps bottom lane we might see one, but we will not see it quite yet. Shrek the Green Knight is just too tanky.
Radiant's bottom tower
We are seeing Dire at the tier 2 bottom lane, but we're seeing rotation in. Bushwhack is missed by Jay Curdo, though. Over to top lane, Dire TP in to remove the Radiant team from their top tier 2 tower. Fury is still in the area. Back to bottom lane again, though. They're running at you by wards, perhaps. They're fighting in the 1v2 on the Tiny. Bushwhack up, committed. It's hits, but can they get Tiny? Probably. Hammer will slow. Aurora arrives. Ice Path. It's now being pumped heavily, and now hits on Tiny. Into the Sharpshooter, into the Macropire, into a very dead Tiny. Over to Smiley. He's being run at by 4 heroes, but they could not lock him down in time. So Smiley gets away, his carry counterpart on the Dire side goes down, and the lead, it just grows, up to 5k now.
Complete soul from Radiant. I guess would BKB is the condition for Radiant to kill the game immediately, but yeah, and then Jakiro, I don't know, if I was Jakiro and I would just get Bill and Axe or some shit like that, and then use all my damage on the Chrono. That seems like the best play you can do, considering they have a Pumpkin on the other team.
That's a lot of damage with that Aghanims on Jakiro. Not quite sure if he could afford it anytime soon, but they have some time still. You know, there's a lot of AoE teamfight gold to be gained in a winning game on Jakiro.
Yeah, for sure.
We are seeing key items being picked up, though. I mean, BKB is the main one you're looking at, but for now, it's Maelstrom on Faceless Void, Echo Saber on Shrek on the Dawnbreaker, and Fury has the travels if he wants to buy it. He has the gold for it. But for now, Witchblade in hand, he's smoked up with his team running into the Dire side jungle. Dire, for their part, though, are currently in the bottom lane, running into the Radiant side jungle, so the smoke will miss. I don't believe Dire saw the smoke, but it did not matter either way. The tower is still alive, and everybody is still good to go. And that is, actually, he opted instead of going for the travels on Puck to go for the blink first, to say, you know what? Our team wants to fight right now. If I have that blink in Witchblade, I am more able to fight them with the Witchblade and travels. It is Bushwhack on Weaver. Then Weaver is immediately eviscerated by Fury, Shrek, and Baboon. Killjoy sits high ground. He has split. He commits it now. Ice Blast. It's off the mark. Puck is low, but Puck remains alive. Phase Shift up. Phase Shift not used, though. He's holding it for the orb, but now orb and jaunt and blink and get away for now. Wow. The Tumbler's toy, so Fury does not go down. Dire, they've lost their primal splits, and they will lose the light on their Brewmaster as well. Ice Path, cancel the TP. Good Ice Path from Aurora. And Killjoy will go down. Eventually. Eventually. Now. He'll go down now. Well, the bleeding, it's continuing. I mean, we're at 7,000 net worth lead now. It's
6 minutes into the game. That's not a good indicator, by the way.
I wouldn't call it hemorrhaging quite yet, but we're getting close to that point. It's certainly a rapid bleeding. It's not getting any slower. We might need to go into triage quite soon.
Well, the good side, Tiny has Echo now, so he can farm faster.
Sharpshooter from long... Ooh, I was gonna say from long range, was when it almost hit Shane, but it was slightly short from Jay Curto. What is Fury? Fury is in, looking for the Pugna. Bushwhack hits, Acorn Shot is there, and Pugna will go down. It may be a trade, perhaps for Jay Curto, but we're seeing Ice Path instead on Brewmaster. Jay Curto goes down, but it's a trade for Killjoy on the Brewmaster. A 1-for-2 trade, heavily in favor of the Radiant team, sacrificing their support, the Hoodwink, and getting 2 cores in exchange.
Hmm. What can you do as Dire? I guess get I don't know. Wait for Tiny to go online, I guess. Wait for him to become a raid boss, but you have Tiny carry right now, so I'm not sure how good that is.
That's the concern is, with the way the early game went, usually you expect a Tiny to do well in the early game and parlay the advantage, press the sort of lead, and turn it into like items that can allow him to take over the game. But for now, it's Tiny's still sad as his teammates get run down constantly. We saw Fury solo killing Shane on the Ancient Apparition. With that Puck Witchblade, the damage is just way too much. Top lane, Chrono is used on Killjoy into Macropire into a very dead Brewmaster. That's one more death. Over to the other side of Tri-Camp, they find Esquire, the Sharpshooter from Baboon. That's 3 more kills. 22 to 4 in kill score. Oh my.
Yeah. The only thing I fear is that Radiant doesn't have like the best high ground heroes, but the teammates would be also really good.
It turns out if Dire just keep dying, it won't even matter. And as Weaver dropping top lane, good Ice Path usage there and a good pushback from Baboon. And I mean, if Dire are not alive to defend their towers, then they can't defend their towers. It's a tier 2 top now going down, and that is going to be the Dire side outpost, easily claimed by the side of Bonk.
Yeah, I also think Weaver should have rushed the Axe, considering they have a boy on the other team, and they have a bunch of damage.
I agree.
Not this Sucker's item. Seems like a waste of gold and effort.
I agree. Speaking of things that are dead, though, it is Ancient Apparition, shattering mid lane to the combination of Sharpshooter and Fury. Fury TP's away as Radiant arrive. Ice Path hits on the Brewmaster Brewlings as Shrek begins to hit the Weaver. Weaver is low, and Weaver will survive as Shrek actually goes down. So it's a 1-for-1. It's a good one so far for the Dire team. They want a second kill, being that Aurora Jakiro. Decrep, life drain. Yep, that will be a dead Jakiro. That's actually a very big fight, 2-for-1, but it may be Tiny dying bottom lane. Smiley is in. Fury arrives. And yep, Coil, the bashes, it's just too much. Down goes You by Wars. And they even pause on him! Oh no! Smiley! Don't do that, bud. That's not acceptable, Smiley. That's a little bit too... That's a little bit too mannered. A little bit too unmannered. We were mentioning how Tiny... We were mentioning how Smiley is being a gentleman tonight, you know. We were mentioning, mind you, we were saying you called him a gentleman tonight.
Not anymore.
He's making you regret those words, Jynx.
Not anymore. He's gone back to the base police. We need to call the base police now.
Well, it's an Orchid and a Sharpshooter. Down goes Larry from long range to J. Curto, though. Had the Sharpshooter missed, he still would have died that Orchid Afterburn. Just a bit of, I guess we'll call it kill steal. Yeah, kill contribution from J. Curto.
Oh, solo kill on the AA, rip.
One more, I mean, this man, he's got nothing. He's got no money. He's got a fluffy hats.
Yeah. He should consider buying another one. He's dying way too easy.
It's the point where that's like, alright, the game is that bad. Buy another fluffy hat.
Yeah,
survive.
Or buy like a cloak that gives you mag resistance. I don't know.
Oh no, it's gonna be Tiny dying again bottom lane, isn't it?
No.
Never mind, he's invis, he's good.
He's invis, yeah.
Well, actually, is that bottom tier 2 going down thanks to the Tiny and the siege units. Over to Aurora, he's isolated and alone. His teammates kind of left him. I believe they were behind him, but they're much faster than he is, so they left him behind and he just died.
Smile has BKB. He's super strong right now. I think if he gets Nullifier, Pugna is absolutely fucking useless. Because Pugna will try to decrep allies, but Nullifier stops him from doing that. And he has BKB on the board, so it doesn't really matter.
This is unfortunate timing. Tiny was not smoked up with his teammates. He was with them, but not smoked. He was invis. His invis broke under a ward. So we're like, wait a minute. That's a lot of Tiny running into our jungle. Let's not be there. And they dodged that smoke entirely. Yeah, Courier has respawned for Smiley. The BKB was already on it, but now it will finally complete delivery-wise. Saw a bit of a foray into the Radiant side jungle by Tiny and Weaver, but they could not lock down, let alone kill Baboon, Mr. J. Curdo, so will be no death. I guess the one good thing is that regional feeders have stabilized net worth-wise. They were just falling behind constantly. They're now at a pretty stable, pretty steady 8k lead for Headbonk.
Yeah, mainly because Tiny finally got an item that makes him farm fast, like Echo plus Shard. But you know, that takes a while for that to happen.
He is recovering a bit farm-wise. He got the 3rd in net worth, which is certainly a far cry from the 6th that he was previously. But he's still a good bit away from both Smiley and Fury, so it's a bit hard. I mean, in general, Radiant's cores are where the net worth lead is. Speaking of those cores, they go on Brewmaster, Coil, Sharpshooter. Yep, that is one dead Killjoy. And it will be Radiant now, possibly sieging the middle tier 2 tower. Aurora has that Aghanim Shard himself, that Liquid Frost. I'll bring down the middle tier 2 tower. With the creeps arriving, that tower will go down.
Dire's middle tower has fallen. Dire's middle tower is under
Yeah, at least you capitalize on Roche and then hope to go higher and not die on Radiant.
That's what I was going to ask is when do Radiant look towards Roshan? I mean, they don't have the greatest Roche-taking lamp in the world, but they're ahead by a lot, and taking a Roshan would probably be that big step towards growing their lead. We saw 4 Roshans last game, but we also had an Ursa last game, so made the Roshan taking a good bit easier. Versus this game, it's minute 25. There have been no Roche attempts quite yet, and perhaps now, never mind, perhaps not. It's Headbonk heading into the Dire side jungle saying, you know what? We are farming more of the map, we're farming faster, we're ahead. Let's wait perhaps for some key items that we're building right now, and that's where we're currently at. It is farm time.
Farm Fest 2.0, a classic.
We had a lot of farming last game, apparently not enough. We gotta farm again this game. Now it's a smoke and a coil on the Tiny. Tiny, though, is not detected currently quite yet. Ice Blast will hit on Shrek. In comes Sharpshooter. It hits on the Tiny, and Tiny actually walked into a sentry, I believe. He was going down there. Unfortunate death for you by wards, and now Radiant look for more. The split was committed. Radiance cannot lock down Killjoy, though he'll get away on that one.
The tips keep going, I see.
And the tips have been non-stop. You know, after last game, there was a lot of all chat from a lot of, we'll call it hostile all chat from the regional feeders, and now that they're losing, it's pretty easy to return the favor.
Yep. We were just going for the axe finally. Once he gets it, can save heroes from Void.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
He's actually very close gold-wise. He's playing a very aggressive game, even hitting the tier 3 bottom lane. During all that, though, it's Radiant in the Roshan pit, grabbing Roshan. Took them a while, but they eventually got it. Aegis goes to Smiley on the Faceless Void. Meanwhile, we're seeing Fury head mid lane looking for you by wards. He's only with one teammate, though, that being Baboon. And that was not enough to bring down the Tiny. The damage was lacking there. Need probably a +1 for that one, on top of him in Baboon. So it's no harm, no foul for both teams. Nobody really commits anything to significance to the skirmish.
I say I've asked on Weaver and well, not Weaver, he's really close one. And Brewmaster. I feel like this is very important.
He has the gold if he wants to buy it, but he's just kind of dying bottom lane right now. To Shrek the Green Knight, Shikuchi is used and will now time-lapse down to the side. And it looks like, yeah, Larry will get away there and TP back to his fountain. He can buy eggs whenever he is comfortable doing so. Dire, meanwhile, are comfortable. The remainder of the team is comfortable playing in their base other than U-Buy wards. It's Killjoy, Shane, and Squire just kind of sitting there, making sure they don't die. You can't die if you just don't leave your base, I suppose, so. That's where we're at right now.
I think classic. Curling Strad. Surprised.
Dire's top tower
They have the heroes who can leave. It's the Weaver and the Tiny, though. Weaver looks like he has been caught. He's dusted and Atos, and actually there's no follow-up. Instead, it's Tiny tossing up Baboon. In comes Shrek, but in comes the two-man coil. Baboon is dead, but it will be vengeance more than likely. U-Buy wards TPs, it's canceled by his snap. He's now time-lapsed away, but his life will still be forfeit. Down goes Tiny. Now see Larry try and get away. He'll go invis with Shikuchi. The Dust, Ice Path both hit. Good Ice Path there from Aurora, and it is a 2-for-1 trade. Jake Kirtle giving his life for Weaver and Tiny.
Classic Kaya Sanch build on Puck. Very strong. Mainly all mids right now get Kaya Sanch because of how strong it is.
bottom tower has fallen.
I got nerfed still, so makes you wonder.
It's very good in sort of like archetype of mids that's currently being picked a lot. We've seen a lot, Queen of Pain, Puck, White Spirit, Storm Spirit. All heroes love a good Kaya Sanch.
Yeah, it's a good item overall.
I'm not sure if it's one of those things where the item is good, therefore the heroes are good, or it's more the heroes are good, therefore they're going to buy the item anyways, type thing. Hard to tell sometimes. I think I'm more inclined to believe the heroes are good rather than the items, and it's happen to all like Kaya Sanj, but it's a little bit suspicious that like all the meta mids like Kaya Sanj right now.
Not sure.
We are seeing Smiley. He has finished his Refresher Orb. He is ready to use 2 Chronospheres. Dire should be well aware of that, though. He's been showing it for a very long time. Tiny engages, looking for Smiley, who's half HP. If she goes for the Chronosphere, they're on 2 backlines. It's Pugna and Ancient Apparition, and both of them certainly will die. Sharpshooter bringing down the Pugna. Now it's a BKB from both carries, looking to mana fight. Pressure was used, and Aegis may be lost here, as meanwhile the split is used, looking for Jakiro and Toby Blackman. That coil is there at the Tiny. Tiny is currently stunned, though, is still alive. Now Smiley has 1 Chrono. Pump fakes it. Squire dodged it. And now it's Chrono there on 1. Tiny on the inside. Shrek is hitting, but Weaver healed him somewhat. Back to the Brewmaster. The split is still active, hitting on Shrek. Shrek is low, but Fury is in. Dagoning. Saw a 2-man Bushwhack as well from Baboon into a 2-man Ice Path from Aurora. Now Atos hits the Weaver as Radiant begins to retreat. Big Dave Jakiro will be lost. It is 1 casualty on that headlock, though they will lose nothing else. Overall, pretty good high ground siege. They got the buyback off Pugna and a lot of HP off the T3 tower, but I'm sure they're hoping for more than that.
That's a really good chrono. I feel like if that chrono doesn't happen, fighting there would have been very bad for the Radiant. 100%.
That first chrono in general is beautiful.
Yeah. Max and Weaver, and then what was those X?
Well,
I guess so.
Speaking of Weaver, his life appears. Never mind, it's still fine. They could not lock him down long enough. He got the time lapse on himself. Dagon? What? Twice? Oh
Oof.
my. That's really, really wild from Fury. Will they punish him, though, is the question. He's still half HP. They see him with the Swarm. It's a very high HP bug, but Puck is just... is Puck. They might lose the Hoodwink instead, but... you got Fury away. Meanwhile, Smiley hitting Rack's bottom lane. T3 tower goes down, and yep, full T3 now taken. Radiant lose nothing. Man, that's... we mentioned how good of a Puck game it was. We're seeing it now. They just lack the stuns to kill this man.
11-0-11. Very cool. That's how you know that guy's fucking owning everyone.
Levi Wards tried to tiny combo down Smiley. Took about half his HP, and then Smiley used Time Walk, and now he's fine. Smiley's in, has Chrono. It's not committed quite yet. It's now there on Tiny. In comes Ice Blast. It'll hit on Smiley, but it will still be a dead Tiny. Now we're seeing Coil on Pugman. He has no buyback. He's now dead. Both dead cores have no buyback. They now turn to the third core. That Brewmaster with his brew split. It's ending soon, and it will be... I believe he'll go to the Fire Panda. Yes, he will. So it is 2 kills, but it is the 2 best kills it can get, and Head Bonk returned to the high ground now. It's, some more all chats. Some more all chats. Yeah, mid-racks to fall. Fury blinks in looking for Shane, and Shane's just dead. Solo killed by Fury once again. Sharpshooter was used, had the damage not been there, but it's mid-racks dead, AA dead, Tiny, Pugna still in the grave. And it might just be Megas here. I mean, bot racks are fully dead, mid racks are fully dead, and top racks are being sieged. Melee is down. It's full Megas claimed, and unlike last game, it didn't take 51 minutes this time either. Smiley is not calming down right now. He is still all chatting.
The gloves are off.
Gloves are off. He is here to fight. Dire are alive. It's time to fight is by. The throne is under severe duress. Fury blinks in silencing Weaver as Levi Wards brings down Aurora. Now Chrono's there in the fountain on 2 heroes. It's Brewmaster and AA. AA dies to the Sharpshooter. Now Radiant. Return to the throne. It's 1/3 HP. Shrek goes down and Radiance are still looking to fight. Smiley has no Chronos left, but the Tiny has no HP left. Smiley pounds in for MS Guire. He's half HP. Avalanche toss. They're used. And they bring it down Smiley. Back to the throne. It's low HP Fury. Wants to bring it down, but Tiny looked for Fury, could not find it, instead turns to Baboon. Baboon to the targets. He's being run at by 3. Weaver is tossed into that avalanche. Baboon should lose his life, and he will lose his life. Or to Fury again. He's hunting for MS Guire. He's decrept. He has to jaunt away, but it's into the Weaver. MS Guire blinks in further, but Fury once again has that orb. He'll jaunt away. Dire are hunting. They cannot find the puck. And they will not get him in time. Radiant, they lost 4, but I mean, it's not the cost of all the buybacks and the T4s and the megas, and this game's over.
Yeah, I don't know. Good luck defending against Megas with your heroes. Only one can do it is Tiny, who's Roshan right now, by the way.
Yeah, it's him and Weaver inside the pit, and that is Roshan, the Aegis, and the Shard claim. That is something. I'm not quite sure where the Shard's going to go yet. Perhaps to the Pugna, who does not have a Shard currently. Perhaps. But it's in the fountain. Oh.
Oops.
Okay,
well,
then he's killed the Brewmaster. And the throne's just dead, actually. Okay.
Okay, well, GG, I guess. What the?
Aghanim Shard still in fountain. It's just there still. It's just there.
I see it, yeah.
I mean, game 2, a little less close than game 1. Game 1, very close. Game 2, bit of a beatdown.
Yeah, I mean, I think the draft was way better. They just picked the better early mid-game heroes on the Radiant. And they just picked this Tiny hero on Dire, which I have no clue about. So that's how you know.
We were questioning it at the time, and it certainly did not pay off. Perhaps it was the early game that sealed the fate there of that regional feeders team. They were down, a very significant margin early on, and even though they stabilized, they were still behind by so much they couldn't recover.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, Headlock, they've returned to 500. They're now 5-5. Regional feeders, they now drop to 2-6. Not the result we were expecting, the 1-1. We probably expected more of a 2-0 for Headbonk, but it is the 1-1. Feeders got what could be a key win in terms of making that last seed in playoffs when the time comes. Now, though, thank you for joining me, Jynx. Do you have any final analysis?
Not really. It was overall decent series. I just enjoyed it. Have fun. That's it. That's all I have to say. Thanks for having me.
And obviously, thank you for coming on. Do you have any final words, call-outs, shouts to say to the people of League of Lads and twitch.tv/BadgerPablo?
Shout out to the Headbonk team making some content for lads.
You know what? This is true. My name is Badger, though. If you enjoyed my casting, want to cast your games, cast your tournaments, you want to hire me and Logical to cast your pro tournaments, then contact me on Discord, Badger number 5713, or on Twitter. It's twitter.com/BadgerDota2. I'll be back. Never mind. I thought I was going to be back tomorrow for Headbonk taking on Booba Enthusiasts, but they moved the game. It was scheduled for tomorrow. It's now next Friday, so I will not be back tomorrow. I'll be back Sunday instead for Polaras taking on the Ka is Stupid Noob team, the Smacktrix Jaw team. For now, though, thank you for watching, and as always, have a great night.